Hey, welcome to Shade in the City. As y'all know, I'm only one half Shade in the City. I expect Nels to clock into work immediately at 9 p.m. tomorrow, or I will be putting a pink slip in her email inbox. Just kidding. But yeah, no. So yeah, y'all. Appreciate you being here. I'm here to do the recap of the before the 90 days. They are back, and I'm happy to see a new cast of people. There's no recycles. So I'm appreciating this. And it's a cast of new fools. Yeah. Yeah, y'all. They TLC did what they normally do and they scrounged the world and found a bunch of fools. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it. Season 7, episode 1. Great expectations. So if y'all haven't already, go ahead and do me a favor and y'all go ahead and hit that like button. Our returning Shade Squad, all of our new viewers. And if you haven't already, you like what you're hearing and you see, y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. And y'all, we're gonna jump right into it because I'm by myself here, so I ain't got nobody to pass the buck to. So try to make a quick run through. We're not too much of my tangents, and as y'all can see, I'm already getting longer with it. So let's keep our fingers crossed. But anyway, y'all, let's get into it and let's get shady. All right, y'all. So we're gonna start off with our first introduction. And you know how we like to do here at Shade in the City, like we used to do with Married at First Sight. So I definitely want y'all to jump in the comments and let us know which of these couples you actually think will make it to even a 90-day fiance season. Because that's where they're going as soon as they get off here, right? If it works out. So yeah, y'all. First up, I literally want to call her Rayne so bad. But her name is Renee. And this is why. This is why I'm not crazy. She spells it Rayne. And I feel like technically don't judge me, but it could also be Renee, whatever. But the girl's name is Renee, right? She's 37 and she is dating, please do not butcher me for getting this wrong, but I believe it's Chindi. And he is 38. He is from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay. Now she's off in Espanola, New Mexico. She has a slew of animals and apparently has a love for chickens. Now, let me tell you something. I might have clowned her. Well, I did kind of clown her a little bit when I was watching it, but I might have went deeper into the clowning if only I didn't just get off of watching Chimp Crazy last night. It was just one of those things that was on. It was late, and I had heard about it, and I did like Tiger King, so it sucked me right in because I don't understand. Like, I love animals, I really do, and I could even see wanting like maybe like I don't want to call it a Michael Jackson monkey, but one of them small little joints. But nah, not nothing that could whoop my ass. Nah, we can't have that. So yeah, but apparently she has love towards her chickens, and that's her preference in the animal that she chooses to, harvest and, whatever. But she also has horses and, a whole bunch of other things. So, but I'm telling y'all, the chickens is the important part in this storyline. Okay. So anyway, she has an 8-year-old. His name is Devin, a 16-year-old named Lexi. It's just her and a kid. She said that she had 2 toxic relationships with their fathers, and she ain't really been with nobody since. She says that she's never experienced real romance until she met Chindi 5 years ago online. Now, here's the thing that again, it's so much to her that y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. She has 2 kids and says she's never experienced romance before. And I'm sure that's possible. People can do it and it not be romance. I just want your thoughts on that because there's so many other things that I have to go in on her. So I can't even spend time on that. But y'all let me know your thoughts, okay? So she said that Chindi is Nigerian, as we know. She said they started talking as friends, and after 2 weeks, she told him that she loved him, and the rest is history. Um, I'm not going to shame anybody for quick exchanges of I love yous, maybe because I'm a hopeless romantic. I don't know if I'm that hopeless, but I can see it because you develop an emotional connection, you talking to him all the time. And so it's not even like it's a physical, which I think, don't judge me, y'all. Y'all know I like to play advocate or devil, as Nels like to say. So I can understand it because there's another one on this cast that she's worse. Okay. So we'll get to her soon. Okay. So she plans to go to Nigeria to physically connect with him. And then we go to Lagos, Nigeria, where we meet Chindi. We learn that he's blind. Okay. We see him playing a game of, I guess it would be football over there, but it's, soccer, right? And they play with, I guess he was explaining that the ball has a special sound to kind of like guide them, and so they know where it's at, and they wear goggles because I guess some people's impairments is a little bit more severe than others. So I guess to make it equal all across the board. So I thought that was really dope. He said that he was not born blind, but at the age of 18, he was hit in the eye by an apple after his friend climbed a tree. And I said, whoever knew an apple hitting you and could really take your eye? Isn't that crazy? Like it could really take your eye out. That's nuts. And then he said that as he started, he said he was in excruciating pain as he started to lose sight. I believe it was his left eye. Then he tripped and fell, and then hit the other eye. He fell and hit a desk and hit the other eye, and his vision has been completely gone since then. He went to the doctors. There was nothing that they could do for him, and so he said at this point he just sees, it's just a cloudy fog in front of his eyes, and every now and then he gets glimmers of color, and he basically just has to go by sound and his memory of what the world looked like around him. So I just thought that was unfortunate, but I love his spirit. I really do. I love that, he didn't let it, I don't want to say take him out, but put him into a depression, and maybe he did at one point. I know he talks about getting deeper into his faith because this happened to him. And then he feels like that's what led to his blessing of meeting Renee or whatever. So and then they talk about how basically it's the technology that helps them communicate. He admits that he didn't want to let her know that he was blind. And I guess what happened was she started sending him pictures and he wasn't really commenting on them. So then she was like, well, what the hell? And she sent a picture of her cheeks. And then when she really didn't get a reaction, she was like, well, what the hell is going on? Okay. And so finally he just came out and said, I can't see the cheeks because I'm blind. Okay. And so then that made her feel better. And she even says this made her more attracted to him. And she, later on in another scene with her mom's best friends, Jeanette and Debbie. I'm good on names tonight. Ooh, okay. I mean, I hate to toot my own horn, but anyway. So yeah, she talks about how basically she, was always insecure about her body and, self-conscious. So, and maybe back to the point of what I said about her not really experiencing romance, maybe that was part of the issue. If you can't really get comfortable, I guess it's not really romantic, is it? If you are not enjoying it because you're self-conscious. But anyway, so yeah, she said that kind of eased her fears and she feels better about their relationship, knowing that he has this impairment. So then we see that his lovely family, we see his lovely sister Victoria, she is preparing her home, okay, for I don't know why I want to call her Rayne so bad. Renee. She's preparing for Renee's arrival, and basically he lets her know that, or we learn that he is very, very deep in his faith, and so he has no plans on sharing a bed with her. He has yet to tell her. And now this is the one thing where I said, okay, Chindi, you lost me here. You lost me here. You could have kept it honest. But yeah, and he says that he has no plans on having sex till he gets married and doesn't plan on changing that just because she's there. So she's going to have to respect that. Now, on her opposite side, when she's talking to Jeanette and Miss Debbie, she is telling them how, he's very deep in his faith. And they're like, well, how are you going to navigate that? Because obviously she's, she said I guess she said she's not Christian, right? So she believes in the aliens, Illuminati, UFOs, all that good stuff. Hats off to you. But she has this idea in her mind, which really, now this is the part where I'm about to go in on her. Okay. Um, so this idea that she has that she's going to convert him. And although he's a Christian and has his religious beliefs, she feels like um she can, after being around her, he will become woke. Okay. And I think it's a terrible idea. I think that he might lose respect for you from trying to change his beliefs into UFOs and whatever. Hey, I ain't knocking you, believe in what you believe in. I just think that she's definitely going about it the wrong way. And he knows that she's going to be super upset when she finds out that they can't even sleep in the same room. The sister is so excited to meet her and trying to get her place all ready. And she's like, I know it's not the Ritz-Carlton, but it's what we got. And yeah, this is a shit show, y'all. This particular, I give y'all drop down in the comments like I told y'all to, but this is a no for me. They're not going to work. They're not going to work at all. And I don't know why, and it's terrible because I actually give Kimberly a little bit more grace. I don't know if y'all remember Kimberly and TJ. I give her a little bit more grace because this one really just is out of reach. And I love when Miss Debbie and Miss Jeanette said, he's physically blind and she's emotionally blind. And I said, well, ain't that a word? Okay. So, yeah, y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this union and will they survive? Because I don't see it. I don't see it. I think that she's about to come wreak havoc. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It's might give us a Kim 2.0, which I don't know if we can deal with that hollering and yelling again. Now, here goes another one, y'all. Okay. We got Loren, 33, and Faith, who is 30. Now, Loren, I'm going to try my best, y'all. I'm going to try my best. There's so much I have to say. So much. Now, he lives in Las Vegas and he works as a drag queen assistant. He says he loves his job and loves making other people happy. He said that he grew up on the countryside in Washington State, and he struggled because he, wasn't a typical masculine male. He was called gay as a kid, but says that he doesn't identify as gay. He is gynosexual, which means he finds femininity attractive, not necessarily gender. He says that his preference is to date trans women with or without a penis, but preferably. Oh, did I just say? Can I say that? With the thing. Okay. And so yeah, we see him visit the sex shop with his ex-girlfriend Esther. They apparently dated 7 years ago, but it didn't work out because he wants boobs and other things, right? So she realized that he basically just wasn't that into her. So he says that his family isn't supportive of his lifestyle, and that's why he was, kind of always, I guess he felt like he had to date cisgendered women. However, he said that he dated a trans woman a few years ago and basically was sold that that's what he wanted. He felt like the relationship went well. So he hopes to marry a trans woman and live the rest of his life happily. Now, he decided that he wanted to take it even further and he's going to find his love overseas. So he downloads 2 Filipino dating apps. He meets Faith. Faith is from Manila. Faith is what, and I don't even know, so do not cut me up in the comments because this is not my terminology. This is what 90 Day said, and this is what he said out of his mouth. But apparently, Faith is considered a ladyboy, which I guess he said is in Thai. It's used to describe a transgender woman. So he says that, they exchange I love yous after one day. So I told y'all, Renee, y'all can't even say nothing about her. Can't even say nothing about her because this one here, One day, okay? And so basically, then we see when they get to the register at this sex shop, he look at Esther and say, "You got me?" I said, "Oh no, not a brokey. Oh no." So this is when we really start getting to the it of who Loren is. Loren is pretty much homeless, couch surfing. Okay. And it sounds like his friends are helping him out every time they go somewhere. Then, not to mention, we see him, he is at somebody's house in their bathroom cooking. When I tell you, I literally had to stop and pause because I said, there is no way I'm going to have lunch after watching this. There is no way. He was literally making shrimp boil, and then says that he likes to work out in the bathroom as well so he can get accustomed and ready for the humidity in the Philippines. Y'all, y'all. That was like the nastiest thing I've ever witnessed, seen. And this is why they tell you, this is why people don't like potlucks, because they see like this. Okay. You just ruined it. I ain't never, Thanksgiving potluck is out. I ain't eating nobody else's food after watching this because you don't know, you don't even know what the hell they cooking it. Okay. I'm just saying. So, yeah. And so basically, then we learn that he is going to make it even worse because he has no money, but he plans to go over to the Philippines in hopes that he can stay with her until he can find a job and that she'll let him stay there. So he's about to try to pull a Statler. That's what he's about to do. He's about to pull a Statler. And then, y'all, I know I keep saying and then it keeps getting worse. Okay. Then he tells his friends after introducing her on a video call, and one of his homeboys bring up, "Oh yeah, you know, out of all the options he had, he chose you. You should feel so lucky." Then he decides to tell his friends, "Oh, well, I ain't told her yet, but yeah, we not exclusive, and I don't want to be an exclusive relationship. I want an open relationship. I still want to be able to do other people." So let me get this right. Hold on, let me get this right. Okay. So you're broke. You want to come live with me, but not tell me. So you're going to ambush me and basically be stuck over there because you probably ain't got no money to get back. Um, then spring on me that, hey, by the way, I know, you know, I said I want to be serious and I hope you don't mind this, but I also want to be able to cheat with my broke ass. Or I guess it's not cheating if it's open, right? I don't know. Y'all drop down in the comments. I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't think they're gonna work. And unfortunately, it has nothing to do with, and I love somebody said it on Twitter, it has nothing to do with his preferences. It has nothing to do with sexuality. It's not gender, nothing. It has nothing. It's him. He's fucked. Okay. He's just a really like a liar. Like he doesn't come off like a good person at all. And I just feel bad for Faith. I really do feel bad for Faith. And because I can already tell he's gonna take her through the ringer. He's gonna take her through the ringer. But y'all let, and then got the nerve to, you know, buy a ring that was all of $50 because he hopes that if Faith accepts all his book, basically, that she'll marry him. Oh, Lord Jesus. Now, Tigerlily and Adnan, okay? Tigerlily is 41 and Adnan is 22. All right. She is from Frisco, Texas. We see straight out the gate, she has expensive taste. We see her dropping 26K on a watch. She says, although she's privileged, she went through a difficult time. Apparently, it's giving me the vibe that she might have came for money. And if she didn't come for money, she definitely that had some money when she was married to her husband, but says that, it was a terrible lifestyle. She felt like she was in a controlling marriage, and she had her kids. I believe she has two kids. They didn't ever really specify, but I think she has two kids. Y'all let me know. Drop down in the comments if I'm off, because I only heard her mention the one. They got married because of the one, I thought. But anyway, and so she thought she was done with marriage, and then she met Adnan after she saw him online. He's a 22-year-old model in Jordan. And so then she, basically started sliding in his DMs. And then her profession is she is a certified handwriting expert. Okay. She says that she can tell a lot about a person by the way that they write. She makes him write something and then tells him about, certain characteristics that he has. So she plans to fly over to Jordan to meet him in person. And then as we see her with her life coach, Stephanie, we learn that she has plans to marry this man the first day that she gets there, even though this is her first time meeting him. Can't make it up, y'all. Can't make it up. That's why I said, shout out to TLC. I didn't think it was that many fools in this world, but there are. They're out there. So, and another thing, TLC, we're gonna have to get this. I'm gonna let y'all slide because it was an introductory episode, and so I can understand you needing to make it an hour and 25 minutes according to TLC. However, I'm gonna need this to go to 42, like we are on the other way, because y'all gonna lose me with these long episodes. I'm just telling you. Anyway, so yeah. So she feels like, so Stephanie is concerned and she's like, why are you doing this so fast? Have y'all talked about finances? And she's like, no, we haven't talked about any of that. Why would we talk about that? Because you're the one with all the money. That's why. Why wouldn't you protect yourself? It just made no sense to me. And then we also know that, of course, Adnan is Muslim. So, basically she has to marry him to even be in the same room with him. So as soon as she gets off the plane, they plan to go sign some papers. And then they have this whole big ceremony planned 2 days after, which he has done all of the planning. She hasn't been involved at all, but she thinks that this is sweet. And so then what we thought were the friends throw her a bachelorette party. And then we learn that everybody there works for her. So she ain't got no friends. And that's clear. That's clear, right? Because, and I think even the people that work for her wanted to tell her the truth. But again, I ain't gonna let my opinion mess up my paycheck. So they might have decided to let that, keep that to themselves. But even maybe because Stephanie's job is the life coach, you could see her trying to talk some sense into her, whereas everybody else is like, yeah, girl, do what you do. And then we learned that two of the friends, I didn't get their names, but they do plan on going with her to Jordan. And so they're just like, well, you just came out of a controlling marriage. And this man, obviously his faith and, like he's going to want you to cover up. Like you're not thinking that that's going to be controlling. And she's like, no. And, it is what it is. I came from a marriage where he wanted me to be his arm candy and show off my body. So basically, and let me tell you something, and I hate to say this, but if she ends up like, because I saw the meme on Twitter, if she ends up acting like Nicole when they went to the swimming pool over in Egypt, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I'm going to laugh my ass off, okay? Because they are trying to tell you, you clearly must have not, which we see it all the time, not doing the research, right? And here we are. And she's, bless her heart, she's about to walk herself down the aisle into another controlling relationship, is what's about to happen. But y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Do I think that this one is going to work? I do think it actually is going to work, but I think that's because she's probably going to hold her tongue and put up with a lot of That's what I think. But y'all let me know your thoughts. And last but not least, we have Ingrid and Brian. All right, Brian is 51 and Ingrid is 32. He is from Harvard, Illinois. And he's been, I guess does ride share. He's been doing that for the last 5 years. And says that he loves it. He loves interacting with people, being around people. And he talks about, being able to get out and, just get out every day. And then we learn a little bit of history behind that. He's been in a wheelchair for almost 25 years. He said that, he had a situation, pow pow, 27 years ago, and he was hitting the spinal cord, and that left him a quadriplegic. Okay. So basically, he says that, growing up in Chicago, Chirac, many names, but, that's not uncommon. So he lets us know that he grew up without his father being around, and, his mother primarily raised him and, his siblings or whatever. So we learned that he does have a daughter. I think she's, what was it, 2 years ago? I think she's in her 20s. She's like 23, 24, but she's in her 20s as well. But he was married at one time. But obviously that didn't work out. And then, he says after his situation, after the carjacking, basically, and him being paralyzed, he started to play wheelchair rugby. He got into that, I guess, to keep himself active and just, outside. And yeah, and he actually got really good at it to the point that he started competing and for the US and traveling the world and doing, and so he ended up liking Brazil a lot. And says that, he's dated many women there. They're not, he said that it's not a thing in Brazil as much as it is, I guess, over here in America for a woman to, see a man in a wheelchair, and they're not like really deterred by that. So in this time, and shout out to Brian, the one thing I did like about this man, he's fluent in Portuguese. Like I said, if you're going to do it and you're going to try to make this work, can we give ourselves the best opportunity and chance possible? So I was really, Brian, you got me with that. You got me with that. I said, okay. And so, yeah, so we learned that he's dating Ingrid, over in Brazil. I forgot she's from, I've never, Tocantis. I know I'm butchering it, y'all, but y'all can correct me in the comments. But she's from that part of Brazil, which I guess is a little bit more rural. So he's a little bit concerned about, how to navigate and whatnot in his wheelchair. One thing we do learn is, I'm not going to get too much into the how his stuff works, but that there is a scene, they talk about it. I thought it was kind of cool, like amongst your bros and your friends, you could discuss. And I guess because they all have their, whether it be different or they all maybe have the same struggle. So I was like, okay, but it's YouTube. I ain't got time to sit and figure out what I can and can't say. So I'm just, if y'all want to see that scene, y'all can go watch it. Okay. So then he also, he's a little bit concerned because he said Ingrid hasn't told anybody in her family about him, and obviously he's getting ready to fly out there to be with her because he's hoping that she's his end all be all. But he's also concerned because he said being with him is a lot. He talks about it takes him an hour every day just to get his clothes on, just due to his situation. And so he's just hoped that basically she's prepared and ready to deal with it. But he seems very, very self-sufficient. And I just love his I can't find the word, will, I guess I could say, but to get things done rather than being like, oh, you know what I mean? So I can appreciate that. But yeah, y'all. And basically the main thing about him is that he's nervous about telling her why he was pow pow, and what led to that. And that makes me interested. Like, what did you do? His daughter, we meet his daughter, Brianna, beautiful young lady. She's concerned because apparently he is a repeat offender and he's been married 4 times now. Three were American. He was married to one Brazilian woman. So apparently he just loves love and he gonna keep on trying till he get it right. And I ain't mad at him, but um, his daughter said basically her father is the running joke of the family because every time he come back with from Brazil, he come back with a woman. So bless his heart. So let's hope that it works out this time between him and Miss Ingrid. But his daughter's concerned that she might be using him for a meal ticket. And I think what is most concerning to me is him coming over there and her not saying anything to her family about him. But again, they are just, I don't know, they are just meeting, but it is weird because y'all been they were dating for 2 years before he finally is coming over to see her. So I don't know. What y'all think? Shade Squad, jump in the chat. What do y'all think? Is that awkward to not because they are technically just meeting. So maybe she feels like, yeah, you coming over here, but meet me first. But my family is a different situation. I don't know. Y'all drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you think. But yes, 4 of our new couples. I think I think there's 2 more that we have to meet. But so far, like I said, TLC has done it again. And yeah, I want to thank y'all so much for being here and supporting me while Nels has been gone. I appreciate it. I see the likes, I see the subscribes, and I really appreciate y'all. So thank you. So if you haven't already, please make sure that y'all hit that like button and make sure that you comment. Make sure that you subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can follow us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. As y'all know, if y'all were on IG and Facebook, I was out really be this weekend. I had a good little time at Winter's event. So that was cool. So yeah, y'all. And we will I'll catch you, me and Nels will catch you next week for another recap of before the 90 days. Have a good night and a good week. Bye-bye.